This is Janet live session, better late than never. I'm here, DV Lottery 2022. We have to talk about this one. I know. Many of you want Canada, but we have to talk about this. Why? DV Lottery 2022 free of charge. You can win. Why not? You can win. So Janet is switching sides. We are back to America today. You know, I promised, for those of you who watch my video during the week, I promised to come back today. We are going to improve our chances. October 7th. It's here, guys. It's here. And yes, it has not been cancelled. So, we have a chance. I know some of you didn't win last year. Keep applying. Keep applying. You never give up. I mean, it's just the truth. If you don't apply, you have no chance. If you apply, you have a chance. So, we have to tackle this. This one, I know there are so many questions. I'm going to break it down probably in 3 sections so we can finish this, so that I can reduce the amount of questions. Remember, Janet has been doing this for a long time. Last year, remember, I counted over 30 people on this page. Can you imagine? Can you imagine 30 people winning a green card on Janet Rangi? You could be one of those. And we know people win green cards in many ways, which Janet talks about. But today, I'm focusing on DV Lottery. DV Lottery, some of you didn't win last year. You thought, oh my goodness, oh my chance is gone. These things go. They go quick. I see all of you and thank you so much for coming. We are going to improve our chances. We know that this is a lottery, okay? Nothing is promised. Nothing is promised, but we are going to do our best. How? By following directions. In the end, they will just, choose randomly. And I'm so happy for you. 2020, sorry. I mean, the fiscal year is gone. If you win now, you'll be here from October next year. You'll come in. It says 2022, but actually, they'll start processing you. They'll start processing the winners for 2022 next year in October 2021. The reason they call it 2022, and it looks like it's too far, it's because it will go into the next year, which will be 2022. But in reality, if you apply today, not today, let's start October 7th. If we start applying on October 7th, our results will come in May next year. And then in October, voila, we start what? Processing. So many questions I'm getting about marriage, about children, about passports, and, how can I improve my chances, education, all those things. Do I qualify the country? Okay? All right. So everyone, I hope you can hear me. Just one person is saying no voice, but everyone else can hear me. If you hear me, please tell me so I continue with this session without any problem. Someone is watching from Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for coming. Someone from Nairobi is tuned in. Thank you. All of you, you're always welcome on this session. I made a quick PowerPoint. Today, I want this. Someone says this is my 7th year. Grace, keep going. You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. You know what I mean? That's how I look at life. So today I made a PowerPoint. This you can always go back. As you apply for the green card, you can always come. The source of this information is the U.S. State Department. And I put down the website and you can go and check it out. And the link will be above this video. So if you're listening to me, don't start, Janet, where's the link? Where's the link? On top of this video, just go and click. Don't go on the wrong website. Susie is like, we can hear you. Thank you so much, Susie, all the way from Nairobi. I love you for coming. Now, you'll have the link on top of this head. I have to be clear. Some of you think, Janet, these people Canada. No, someone is tuned in from Indiana. Thank you so much. And as we see, you can apply for this green card anywhere in the world. Some people say, I'm in the United States. Can I apply for the green card? Yes, you can apply for this green card. In the United States, in India, in Russia, in China, it doesn't matter. What you are going to enter is your true information. If you are Kenyan living in Russia, you are going to apply and tell the American government you're Kenyan. Like, it doesn't matter. You apply from any location. And we'll continue covering the frequently asked questions. So thank you all of you. Okay? All right. Okay. All right. I see all your comments. So let's go to the PowerPoint. Pay attention. Some of you didn't like class, but when it comes to Janet Rangi, you just have to. Okay? You just have to. Let's go to the PowerPoint, my friends. I see all of you. Let's go to the PowerPoint and get started. Okay. All right. Okie dokie. There is a PowerPoint. Green card DV Lottery 2022. It's open. October 7th. Make sure you're ready, my friends. Make sure you're ready. Be ready with your computers, with your internet, with your friends. If you are not computer savvy, you don't know how to scan pictures, be ready. Remember, your chances will improve if you do the right thing. So today's title, as you can see, Green Card, DV Lottery 2022. I'll have these slides on my website. You can always come and read them. And this thing is on the website, but for some reason it looks boring. So Janet has a way of making interesting for you, okay? So let's go to PowerPoint number 1. What are they looking for? Okay? I know some of you can't read, but I'll try and make it a little bit closer if I can. But I'll read for you guys. I'll give you the link. You must provide all of the following information to complete your entry. Failure to accurately include all the required information will make you ineligible for a DV lottery. Your last name, your first name, your middle name, exactly as it appears on your passport. Some of you tell me, Janet, my name is this, my name is that, my name is this, my name is that. What is the key point? Exactly as it appears on your passport. If you have only one name, it must be entered in the last family name field, okay? Your passport, of course, it will say the gender, male or female. The date of birth, you start with the day, the month, and the year. Are we paying attention? I say this, okay? Remember, America is different from home. I know some countries start with the day, America starts with the month, okay? So pay attention. These slides will be here. Do not worry. Janet will walk you through all the slides, okay? All right. Gender will be on your passport. Day, month, and year, date of birth. The city where you are born. I have to stress this again. The city where you are born. Don't say, but you know, I was born in Kimilili and then my passport. What is on your passport? Remember, Janet Rangi always tells you, make your story easy. Go with your passport when you are applying for these things. Let everything match. Do not be confused. Some of you, the passport is saying this, the ID is saying this. In reality, your mom was living here and you are born at home. You didn't go to the hospital. No. Go to your passport. What does your passport say? That is what you put in the DV lottery. You will make your life very easy in the end, okay? City where you are born, again, your passport. Don't go where you are born. What is your passport saying? What is your ID that will show in the embassy saying? Country where you are born. Use the name of the country currently used on the place where you are born. Again, the passport is everything. The passport, my friends, okay? All right. Without further ado, I hope I didn't bore you. I'll try and make this as interesting as I can. Okay, so that my people, remember last year, almost 30 people, those are the only ones I know. Who knows? Maybe my page will have 50 winners on this page, and that is just the DV lottery. You haven't counted the people that come on Janet Rangi, get student visa, visiting visa, J1 visas, friends, relatives, conferences. We come in big numbers, but this one we are putting in our chances. Remember, it's free of charge. Can someone apply for you? Yes, but you're responsible for all the information that goes on the form, okay? Moving on. Let's keep moving with the slide. Janet does not want to talk too much. Make sure you're getting the points. Country of eligibility for the DV program. Okay, in Africa right now, Nigeria is out. Okay, but everyone else is in. Now, if you're among the travel ban, pay attention. You just follow instructions, but most of you are in, okay? And we'll see Nigeria is not like they're discriminating against you. They just go with the number of people that came the previous year. They count the past 5 years. How many people have come from this country into the United States? And that is how they make their decisions. So if you are from Nigeria and your wife or husband is from these other countries, yes, you qualify. You cannot apply, but your spouse will apply and put you there. Your spouse will be the principal applicant, but you will qualify, okay? That is just a little bit of hope, okay? For those who are watching me from Nigeria, all is not lost, okay? But of course, you can get green cards. You know, many things are happening in the future. You will still get. Right now, we have a lot going on, okay? All right. So country of eligibility for the DV program. Your country of eligibility will normally be the same as your country of birth. Your country of eligibility is not related to where you live or your nationality, if it is different from your country of birth, okay? So let's say you move from Nigeria and now you live in Kenya, you do not qualify, okay? So it doesn't matter. As I said, the DV lottery, you can apply from anywhere in the world, but who are you? Who are you? That's all they are looking for. And you think these are easy things, but they confuse. I get this on my page, okay? And the State Department this time has really clarified. Some of these things I've also written in my book, American Success Pathways. I was going through this. I'm like, am I reading my book? These are exact same problems that I noticed When my followers come to ask me questions, I put them together in a book, American Success Pathways. You can check it out on Amazon. But I'm just saying, like, these things are the same. And this I got from the State Department, okay? The passport number, country of issuance, and expiration date for your valid and expired international travel passport. And some people are asking me, Janet, I have the East African passport. Janet, I have this kind of passport. The goal is it an international passport? Has the government told you can actually travel with it? That's all they are looking for. Don't complicate. If the old passports are still working in your country, well and good. If the new ones are the only ones working, well and good. In other words, use what you have. You have nothing to lose. So what? I mean, if you have the old passport and they need a new one and you only have the old, what will you do? I will put the old. I mean, that is a official government issued, and that is something you can explain to the embassy. My friends, keep life simple. Okay, now when it comes to the photographs, some of you save photographs from last year. They want to know your face, current face, okay? Recent photographs taken within the last 6 months of yourself, your spouse, and all your children. You do not need to include a photograph for a spouse or child who is already a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, but you will not be penalized if you do. Submitting the same photograph that was submitted with a prior year's entry will make you ineligible for DV. Now you know why. Some of you go and you use the picture that you used 2 years ago. Oh, you know what? I don't have to go and take a new picture. This is too much for me. I'm just gonna take the old one. No, did you hear? 6 months. And don't worry, if your kid or your spouse is already a citizen, you either include them or you don't. They don't care. What they are saying, if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. They are not gonna penalize you. Okay, mailing address. Okay, this one I don't have to explain. Okay, just make sure you tell them the address. Actually, the phone number, my friends, it's not necessary. These are the things when you go to fill the DV lottery, you want to take them with you. Remember this video, save it on your favorite. So when Janet is talking next time, I mean, when you're filling your forms, you're confirming what Janet said, you're confirming with what the State Department said. Okay, number 11 is very important, my friends. This one I have to show my face. Number 11, very important. You have to keep your email current. The email you use every day. Okay, let's go. PowerPoint. Email address. An email address to which you have direct access and will continue to have direct access after we notify selectees in May of next year. If your entry is selected and you respond to the notification of your selection through the entrance status check, you will receive follow-up email communication from the Department of State notifying you that the details of your immigrant visa interview are available on entrance status check. The Department of State will never, okay? The Department of State will never send you an email telling you that you've been selected for DV program 2022. And pay attention to this. This is where scammers come in. Oh, I'll send you. I received an email I want. No. Did you hear what they are saying? They will not send you an email. The embassy will not send you an email. No one is going to send you an email. The email is there for communication in case you win. So keep the same email. Okay? You have to keep the confirmation number. Again, Janet has been doing this for a long time. Some of you lose confirmation number. If you get the confirmation number, my friends, take a picture, write it down, email it to yourself, email it to your sister, to your brother, to your friend. Do whatever it takes to have that confirmation number. Because a year later, not months, because you are going to apply in October, May. Janet, I lost my confirmation number. Janet, what I do? No, we are not going to have that. Now that you're Janet Rangi followers, we are ahead of the game. But if you don't, now the system has a way to retrieve this information. Are we Janet, I tried to email you. Janet, I tried to call you. Janet, I don't know what to do. No, Janet is saying right now in the video, and when Janet talks, she's talking from experience. She's telling you the frequently asked questions and the frequently encountered problems. Don't lose your confirmation number, okay? Make it safe. Take a picture, print it, email yourself. Whatever you do, keep it. Keep that, because the next year, like in May next year, I think May 8th, 2021, you'll just come in and put your confirmation number and it will tell you are selected or you are not. If you're selected, now your email becomes necessary. Okay, some of you go using agents. Okay, and then now the agents are asking you a million shillings before, or a million naira before they give you these things. You know what I mean? Like, if someone applies for you, you have to make sure they put in your email, because what will happen when you win, they'll be responding to the US Department as if it's you, and that is how they hold you hostage. Okay, there's nothing wrong someone applying for you. Some people are just not good in computers, and the department allows you to do that. You can apply yourself, you can use an agent, you can use a friend or wherever, but you are responsible of the information that goes in there. Let me give you a little story before you continue. If you come to the airport in the United States, they will ask you, did you pack this suitcase yourself? And you say yes. Okay, if they find drugs in that suitcase, you are responsible. There's a reason they ask these questions. Like, if you say no, my brother or my cousin came and visited, and when I was packing, he was helping me. So if they find drugs and you realize, no, maybe it's not this person, maybe it's the cousin. You understand? So be truthful, be responsible. Okay, and they can apply for you, but anything that goes in that paperwork, it becomes your official record with the United States. Always remember that. Okay, all right, moving on. Now, that was just about the email. Very important. Make sure you don't keep on changing emails. Some of you, I don't know if you're changing a boyfriend or girlfriend, you keep on changing numbers, phone numbers, you're always changing emails, you're always creepy. You don't know. Okay, not the correct email. I had to put in that joke. Okay, thank you so much for following. I love you. Okay, they will ask you the highest level of education. It's usually high school. Okay, they don't care. High school, you can have high school or 2 years experience, by the way. That's what they said. I'm just saying. If you didn't finish high school, but you went to a vocational training that you have 2 years of experience, I think they can take. Okay, all right. Highest level of education you have achieved as of today. Primary school only. Tell them. These are the things you'll meet. Janet is telling you when you are going to fill the forms, this is what the options you'll get. Primary school only, most likely you don't qualify. Some high school, no diploma, you could. High school diploma, vocational school, some university courses, university degree, some graduate level courses, master's degree, some doctoral level courses or doctorate. Okay, doctorate, most of you know it as a PhD. Okay, some graduate level, it just means you went to college but you didn't what? I mean, so if anytime you see graduate, postgraduate, you're thinking of a master's. You've already finished your university degree, but you started master's but you didn't finish. So they are breaking it down so they know exactly who you are. Okay, so don't worry about that. But remember, again, Janet has been doing this for a long time. If you didn't finish high school and your husband or wife finished high school, you qualify. Why? Because they can always apply for you. Okay, so don't worry about these things. They are looking at the principal applicant. Okay, and that's another thing, you guys. Let me explain again this point here. Principal applicant is what they are caring about. Principal applicant is all they care about. So always remember that. They are looking at who applied, and then when you're applying, very, very important. I know we'll cover this maybe again as the week goes by, but this is very, very important. They have technology that can detect if you apply twice, they throw you out. And some of you ask me, what do they mean by applying twice? Applying twice does not mean your husband applied for you and you applied. That is allowed. Again, let's pay attention here. You can improve your chances if you are a married couple. Husband makes the application, includes wife and children. Wife makes the application, includes husband and children. That is not double entry. Double entry means I'm gonna enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You get confirmation number, you go and enter again. They are too smart for that. So don't do that. Some of you didn't win because they threw you out. You made applications twice. They do not agree when you put applications twice. But can you apply for your spouse? Yes. Can your spouse apply for you? Yes. If one wins, you go by that. Okay? So improve your chances if you are a married couple. Okay? And we'll talk about marriage and children as we move on. Okay? Next slide. Moving on. That was about education. Okay? Let's move to the next. Now, let's talk about marriage. This is very important. Please pay attention. Some of you have not been winning because of these little mistakes. Or, believe you me, I've been doing this for a while. I've seen people who've won and they didn't come. And these are some of the mistakes they've been making. You know, it's so when you win and you can't come, it's even worse than someone who did not win. Like you actually won the lottery, but because you made mistakes and you were unprepared and you got wrong information and you did not follow Janet Rangi, of course follow Janet Rangi. Your source of information is the uscis.gov. Only if you come to America, when you're still outside, the State Department takes care of international relations, international countries. US State Department and the embassy will be the source of information. Let's go through marriage. And I remember, these are not Janet's words. This is official information coming from the State Department. Current marital status, okay? You have to tell them. Are you unmarried? Okay? If you're unmarried, that means you're single. If you win, who told you you cannot add a spouse? Don't add as, trying to trick people so you can bring someone to America. Add because you genuinely got married. And that's the difference. Some of you leave your fiancé. Why are you leaving your fiancé? I mean, I can't. No, we married after I won. No. If you didn't, just tell them. If you enter this DV lottery this month and you win in May, and somewhere in February next year you're in love and you marry someone, when you win, there will be a DS-260. That is the final say. They give you a chance to make updates. So if your marital status change, you tell them. Don't be scared unless you're doing some shady things. But if you have a genuine marriage certificate, they should not be penalizing you. These people go with the law. If you're married, you're married, okay? So unmarried is single. Okay, married and my spouse is not a US citizen, which many of us, or permanent resident, most of us, we fall under that. I mean, most of you, I'm a citizen myself. Okay, so you choose whichever option fits you. Married and my spouse is a US citizen, divorced, widowed, or legally separated. So those are the choices you will see when you are making the application. Okay, listen carefully. When you see Janet saying underscore, okay, in bold, underline, you must list your spouse, even if you currently are separated from him or her, unless you're legally separated. Legal separation is an arrangement when a couple remain married but live apart following a court order. What are they saying? You're only separated according to them if the court order says so. It's not local arrangements. My wife was just becoming difficult. I chased her out of the house. I haven't seen her for 6 months. You're still married. My husband was being cruel. I had to go back to my mother's house. And my kids, I left him alone. You're still married. However much you hate that husband, you're married. You have to let the state know. Otherwise, they consider that a lie. And if you go back for a student visa, you go back for a visiting visa, they will always deny you. You never lie to the government. Are we on the same page? You never lie to the government. That's why some of you go 4, 5, 6, 10 times. They will never give you. However much they love you, they cannot go against the law. If you lie to the government, and remember, anything you put in that form will follow you until eternity. The computers are very good memory. They keep everything. So make sure everything you put there will always match 5 years from now. Okay? So if you're separated, you're still married. Okay? So if you must list your spouse even if you are currently separated from him or her, unless you are legally separated. Legal separation is an arrangement when a couple remain married but live apart following a court order. If you and your spouse are legally separated, your spouse will not be able to immigrate with you through the diversity visa program. In other words, if the court says you are not married or you are separated, they will respect that, so you will come as single. You will not be penalized if you choose to enter the name of a spouse from whom you are legally separated. And that, I always tell you, it's about documentation. Okay, so let's say you are separated and you enter him as married. That is legal. Like, no court has ordered you to be divorced. So they don't care. You can put him, you don't. But if you are not legally separated by court order, listen, if you are not legally separated by the keyword court order, you must include your spouse. Okay? Now, if you include your spouse who is a US citizen or permanent resident, you do not have to list them in the entry. That is another point. I mean, if these people are in America, your husband is in America, but you guys are still trying, but I don't know why. Why are you applying for a lottery if your husband is a US citizen or permanent resident? You know what I mean? Like, you can. You need to make the process easy, but this person should be applying for you anyway. Anytime someone tells you they are permanent resident or US citizen and they have not put in papers for you, question, do they have another spouse or wife? They are lying to you. Follow Janet Rangi to know these secrets. Okay, a spouse who is already a US citizen or lawful permanent resident will not require to be issued a visa. Correct. Therefore, if you select married and my spouse is a US citizen or US permanent resident on your entry, you will not be prompted to include further information for your spouse. Period. Like, they don't need any more information. If that person is a US citizen, they don't care. Put them in or exclude them, they don't care. They are not going to penalize you. But as I said, that is very rare. Because if my husband is a US citizen, why am I going to apply for a lottery? I can get a green card through them. Now we spend a lot of time on marriage. Pay attention to that. Let's move to children. Again, this is another one I get a lot. Number of children. List the name, date of birth, gender, city, town of birth, and country of birth for all living. Unmarried children under 21 years of age, regardless of whether they are living with you or intend to accompany you or follow you or join you, should you immigrate to the United States. You cannot go saying, the kids are with my grandma, the kids are with my aunts, the father took them, the mother has been living alone, my wife took the kids, I don't have children. No, list your children. It doesn't matter if you're fighting with your wife or not. List your children. Okay? Submit individual photographs of each of your children using the same technical specifications as your own photographs. Okay? Now, be sure to include all living children legally adopted by you, all living step-children who are unmarried under 21 on the same date of the electronic entry. This is a very important point. Some of you say, but my daughter is 21, and by the way, the green card comes in May, and my daughter will be 22. Include them. The key point is, how old are they if your daughter is 21, and they have not turned 22 even by 1 day? Are you hearing me? Even by 1 day, put your daughter. Even by 1 day. That is, it's just the law. According to the law, they are still 21. If my birthday is October 7th and I'm 32 years old, on October 6th at 11:30 p.m., I am still 32. I will turn 33 after midnight, October 7th. So keep that in mind. Why do I say this? Okay? Even if you are no longer... Okay, where was that? I need to be sure what I was trying to tell you. Now, all the children, even adopted children, I wanted to say the point of under 21. All living step-children who are unmarried and under 21 years of age, on the date of electronic entry, even if you are no longer legally married to the child's parent, and even if the child does not currently reside with you and will not immigrate with you, you must enter them. Married children and children who are already age 21 or older when you submit your entry are not eligible. So a child who is already 21, game over. Okay? If they are older, they are 21, let's pay attention. They are already 21, don't qualify. After 21, don't qualify. Okay? Before 21, even by 1 day, they qualify. Okay? However, the Child Status Protection Act protects children from aging out. Listen to this one. Because if you submit your DV entry before your unmarried child turns 21 and the child turns 21 before they issue the visa, it is possible that she or he may be treated as though he was 21 during visa processing. And that's why I say it is very important for you guys to include the children regardless of the age. So long as they are below 21, they will consider that child under 21 during the visa. They will not say, oh, this child is 22 now. No. How old was the baby when you put them there? Okay? Moving on, we are done with the children. Now, the department will randomly select individuals by computer. Some of you ask how they choose. Among qualified entries means you received a confirmation, you followed all the directions, and you did not apply twice. Your spouse can apply for you and you can apply for your spouse, that's okay, but you cannot enter twice. All DV 2022 entrants must go through the entrance status check using the unique confirmation number saved on their DV 2022 online registration to find out whether their entry has been selected in the DV program. Okay, so this one will be available the whole of next year. the whole of next year. So we have gone through the commonly encountered questions. I don't want to keep this video too long. Next week or during the week, I'll continue. Okay, so this is to be continued. Come back if you see me saying I'm going to cover very, very important information that you need for this DV lottery. Okay, but for now you have enough. Remember, October 7, set your alarm clock. This is the references, travels.state.gov. Okay, those are my sources of information. Your presenter, of course, is Janet Rangi. You can find me on janetrangi.com. It's Janet Rangi on Facebook. That's what you are watching. That's the page you are watching, and Janet Rangi on YouTube. Okay, so I love you so much for always following. I hope you found this session a little bit more insightful, and share with your friends. Thank you so much and good luck. This year I want to see so many winners. Thank you so much for following me. Okay, all right, so don't forget to come back. My friends. I love you so much. Remember to keep the dream alive and have a strong desire to succeed. That is how will push you over the edge. That is how will make you the best. You stand, you fall, you stand, you fall. You never give up. You know what? You're the best. Some of you didn't win last year. Time is here. Time flies. Some of you will come as students. Janet is not giving up on you. Just put in the work, okay? Some of you are going to Canada. Some of you are coming to America. The good news, Janet has given you all these options. Continue following Janet Rangi. We are going to come as visitors. Visiting visa will come on weddings, graduations, conferences, business. Okay, we'll come as J1 visa on work programs when the year begins. We are coming on H1B visas. Okay, we are coming on green cards, whether we are winning or through marriage. We are everything. And then in Canada, of course, again, student visa, visiting visa. Like, I cover all kinds of visas for you. You will come on job, express entry. Like, the list is endless. Janet is here making you successful. My goal is to leave you better than you found me. Never give up. Yes, you didn't win last year. Who told you? I've seen a person on this page who applied 10 times and eventually this person is in America. You will do so well with your family. I wish you all the best. I didn't go. Remember, if you are new on this page, the comment section is for all of us. The comment section is not just for Janet. All of us, we come here, we go in the comments, we contribute, and we help each other. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Until next time, adios. Merci beaucoup. Salam alaikum. Kwaheri. Love you so much. Keep following Janet Rangi. I can't thank you enough for the 5-star reviews. For new. This page, 5-star reviews. Tested, practical. Okay, practical information. If you are applying for Canada, go ahead and put in the DV lottery. If you are a student now in America, put in the DV lottery. If you are home and you are not even thinking of going anywhere, put in the DV lottery, my friends. Corona, after it's done, the economies are going down. Us will be doing well. Why? Because we are prepared. Like, we have options. We are not going to be jobless. We are going to know what the world knows. This is what the world knows. Janet is telling you what the world knows. Okay, Janet, this is what the world knows. And they are doing this in big numbers. You will have dollars in your pocket. I'm enjoying the dollars. I'm just saying. And I love home. But I love dollars. Always in my pocket. And Janet is setting you for success. If you follow this page, you're setting you for success. I'm hooking you up, my friends. I love you so much. I'll see you and I love you back. Okay, bye-bye. See you guys.